Hey there, everyone. Mike here from Hope Church, and I'm hoping this is the last of the major issues we have to work through. This little video is just highlighting some of the top issues on our list. The rest of them, I think, are underway and things like that. But I wanted to do something just to make sure I'm illustrating some of the issues that I don't see a clear path so far on the worksheet that we're working on. So, digging right in. Just talking about some things that are working great first. Hope Live, that whole concept of how we're going to do that's great. The scheduling it, everything about managing that, it's going to be great. So we're excited about it. Click on Hope Live. Watch is working fine. Notes, that's a cumbersome process for us. So I'm trying to figure out if there's any feedback you can give us on how to, utilize the tool as limited as it is. For instance, if I go into, let's go into the actual sermon notes that you see here. I click on Fields, and in order to get it to work in order, in order to get it to work in a way that's readable, as someone is experiencing a live message, we have to come up with this very cumbersome process of putting things in order. Now, we can use the form editing tool, which works great if we have to reorder stuff. But what we found is that, that tool itself, when you bring that up, it's great, like if I have to reorder something. However, the screen is very limited. It does not grow with the screen. So I have this little screen I have to kind of work with to try to get, for instance, I want to move this. Let's say I want to move this verse down. I have to move it down a little bit at a time and then make sure, then look at it back and then kind of go back to the other form to make sure that, it's kind of in the right place and things like that. So it's very helpful, so we don't have to just number things in order, but it is just a cumbersome tool to work with, to be honest. I'll give you one other example here. If I wanted to have it readable so that, you see the verse up here and then it's following along with how the pastor's teaching it. He has this Greek word here and it means to, and then this is where we put the note. And then the next one, I have to go through all kinds of goofy ways to make that all kind of fit so that it's kind of readable. That's my point or my question is, if there's other ways that churches have done this, that would be great, because it's not really designed to it. Our current system, when I go to a similar message or whatnot, it's much easier for us to order these around, and actually they can put a note. They can either fill in the blank if they were to double click on it, there's different features on them. It's just a sense that we're losing a lot of functionality in here, so we'd appreciate any kind of coaching or feedback you can do to make the most out of what is a somewhat limited tool. Now, I say that, overall, though, the fact that it's saved to the profile, the concepts of it is great. So really what we're just trying to figure out is how to make the most of the tool so we can have a manageable process. Next on our short list is when I click down here, you can see this. It's still going to an internal giving page. Now, the page isn't bad at all, except that it's missing a bunch of different options that we have that don't match with online giving as far as weekly, monthly. There's people that I don't remember what they all are right now, but there's other options for giving one time, weekly, monthly, twice a month, different options that are not there. The other thing is that this one, when I give from here, seems to work to be able to sign in. So if I give there, it still brings me out to the Hope online giving page, and it seems to understand or be aware that I'm signed into a profile. It's going a little slow there, so every once in a while that does happen. So it goes out to there, and now it looks like I'm signed in. Now, if I was to close out of the app here, okay, so now I go back into there. that will still work. But now if I go to the Hope Live, this is where, or this give link takes us to where online giving recommended we go. It's telling me I have to use my email address and mobile phone to sign in. Well, that's just going to be a very cumbersome process. We have to figure out how we're going to get around that. Like if people are in the midst of service and they are clicking on that, we want to make it to where they don't have to make as many clicks and have to get a text message or sign in and do all this different stuff just to be able to give during a weekend service. So it seems like there's a way for it to work, because it worked from the internal page. It automatically signed me in, but it doesn't seem to be working when I sign it in from anywhere else. So I don't know if we're using the wrong link or whatnot. And I have the same issue when we go, let's go back over here. When we go to events, this is the same issue that it was before. And I click register. Instead of having me signed in, it, again, it's taken longer than normal. Instead of having me signed in, it is forcing me again to fill out my first name, last name, address. And, you know, I know that it seems like not a big deal, but it really is a pretty big deal for us, especially for the different types of weekly transactions we have to do for meals and other types of things. It's very cumbersome for people and goes against the whole concept of us having a profile. I know it's possible because I saw it work with passing off, or the integration from the internal giving page to the external giving page. So now how do we make that work with events, and how do we make that work with if we have to go directly to that page in order to make sure that we're not missing certain features that are in the app directly? I can't think of anything else, so I know there's other things on the list, but these are heavy-weighted issues for us, but it's a pretty small list, so I'm hoping we can figure out a way to overcome them and move on. Thanks so much for watching. Appreciate it.